Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Daryl Demerit, and on behalf of our pastors and our Board of Trustees, we welcome you to Colby Memorial Temple for our Sunday service. To begin our service, Dennis Aubert will light 3 lights symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Dennis. Now, please rise as you are able for our opening prayer and remain standing for our first hymn. Infinite Spirit, we thank you for our gathering here in Colby Temple this morning and ask that we be surrounded in your light and love. We ask that our hearts and minds be open to all that we will hear and experience today so that we may feel uplifted, inspired, and comforted in knowing that there is potential for happiness and joy every day in our lives. Amen. All right, Jamie, our first hymn, number 120, Brighten the Corner.
Don't wait until some deed of greatness you may do. Do not wait to shed your light afar. To the many duties ever near you, now be true. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor, you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are. Just above our crowded skies that you may help to clear. Let not now the world's busy bar. Go into one heart alone, made for your home of cheer. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor, you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are. Here for all your talent, you may surely find a need. Here reflects the bright and morning stars. Even from your humble hand, the bread of life may be. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor, you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are. Thank you. You may be seated.
Located on the handout and in the front cover of the hymnal are our Declaration of Principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expressions of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomenon of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. The healing prayer is located in the back of your hymnal. Please recite with me this prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my body and to return me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And now, for those of you who would wish to receive spiritual healing, please take a seat along the wall on either side of the back of the temple and go to the next available healer. While the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. They used to be in the. Yes. Okay, this morning I am going to lead us on a guided visualization and meditation that will take us in our minds to the waterfront and the boat docks, where we will be able to clear our minds and sit for a bit in calmness and our own awareness. Now just relax and follow the sound of my voice. In a sitting position, take a deep breath, exhale, and sit comfortably as you are able, with your feet on the floor and your hands in your lap, palms facing directly up or down. Now take another deep breath and exhale while letting your shoulders and upper arms relax. Now make sure you're sitting as upright as comfortable for you, sitting with your shoulders positioned over your hips, and relax your back. Be aware of your upper legs and relax them. Now your lower legs. Stretch your toes softly and then relax them comfortably. As you take another deep breath and exhale and become aware of your breath, don't try to control it. Let it happen naturally. Now imagine that you are walking down a beautiful beach. Notice the pure white color of the sand under your feet and ahead of you, and the bluish green water to your right. Notice the fragments of broken shells in the sand as you walk, the variety of colors in nature, in the pieces of the shells, the whiteness of some, the soft beige color of others, and those with streaks of orange and coral colors in them. As you walk, feel the breeze on your face and on your shoulders, and imagine feeling the fine droplets of the sea in the breeze. As you take your next deep breath, smell the freshness of the ocean. As you walk near the gentle waves washing on the sand near you, you can see the movement of the water towards the sand and then back into the ocean. Feel the gentle movement within you. Become part of it. Flow with it, in and out, as naturally as your breath flows in and out without control or effort. You breathe as natural as the gentle waves flow. You are at one with and at peace with nature. As you walk along the beach, you come to a building with a dock extending out into the water. You enter the structure and you realize you have walked into a beachfront restaurant. There are people standing, people walking, people sitting, and there's lots of talking, noise, and chatter. Your peacefulness is unexpectedly and temporarily interrupted, just as can happen to you on any random day. But you can fix that when you need to clear your mind of all the clutter, the pressures, and the stresses of the day, so that you can just relax, go within, and be at peace with yourself. Rather than becoming consumed by the chatter and the conversation in the restaurant, or in your mind, the stress, the worries, and to-dos that can clutter your mind, tune them down so that they can just become a humming noise, indistinguishable sounds, and then let them begin to fade away. These are not things you need to focus on. Some of these things have been given to you by others, and some you have taken on yourself. But they don't own or control you. You can just let them go and not be consumed by them. Don't hold on to them as your issues or your possessions or your things to fix. Just let them go, even if just for this time. Acknowledge them and let them float by, float through and out of your mind. If you should have some of those things that stay stuck in your mind, some that stick around and are more difficult than others to let go of, we are going to let those go away too. Imagine that you are walking down the wooden pier leading from the restaurant out into the water. Tied to the pier are small boats on each side as you walk down the pier. As you walk down the pier, take one of those worries or stresses still in your mind, one of the things that bothers you, and imagine placing it inside of the first boat that you come to. Now untie the rope holding the boat to the pier and watch it drift out to sea, taking the things that worry or stresses you with it. Then walk a little further down the dock to the next boat. Place the next thing in your mind that worries or stresses you in that boat. Untie the rope. Give it a little push and watch it drift away from the dock out into the sea. Continue walking down the dock, placing each thing in your mind into a boat. Push the boat out to the water to drift away, and then go to the next. When all of the things that clutter your mind have been sent away, or when you get to the end of the dock with water all around you, sit on the edge of the dock and imagine the boats drifting farther away, out of sight, carrying all the things that occupied your mind. Feel free of the impact that they had on you. Feel relieved and with a clear mind. Now that all of your concerns are cleared from your mind, it's just you on the dock, with the gentle sounds of the water moving under the dock. Sit here and relax, free of all your worries and concerns. Enjoy the sound. Enjoy the fresh smell of the water. Notice the blue sky up above. This is your time. I'm going to leave you here for a few moments to enjoy the calm and quiet. As you sit there and look out into the water, you see a glowing cloud of bright white energy moving towards you. As it gets closer, it begins to take form, and you may recognize it as a familiar person who was close to you and is now in spirit. Or maybe it's a spirit guide, or your guardian angel, or a beloved pet who you've missed since they journeyed over the Rainbow Bridge. Welcome them by your side on the dock. Feel their warm energy against your side, even though they are not physically touching you. It's a warm, loving energy of a supporting and caring being. And they've brought something for you, maybe even just the gift of their presence and the awareness that they are still with you. Take a few minutes to spend time with this loving energy. It's now time to thank them for the gift they may have brought you, or for being with you and sharing the special gift of their presence. As you do, ask them to agree with you on a sign that they will use whenever they want to let you know they are with you again. The feel of a mother's embrace, a grandfather's gently touching of your hair, a grandmother moving things around in your kitchen, a spouse's arm gently placed around your shoulders again, or a loved pet sitting in your lap once again. Take this time to think about how your visitor said they would reconnect with you, and commit to them and to yourself that you will do your best to be aware of their presence. As you bid them so long for now and stand, you start walking back down the dock to the beach. You notice that the boats have not come back to the dock, just as you are returning to the beach with your mind free of the clutter that you started this journey with. Enjoy it for as long as you are able, and know that you can come back to this beach and to the boats tied at the dock once again whenever you need to send your worries of the day off and away, so that you can again find the calm and peace within. Now start to bring your awareness back to your breath. And with your eyes still closed, feel yourself sitting here in the temple. Now gently move your hands, move your feet, move your head, and when you are ready, open your eyes. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed just leading you through it. It was very peaceful and calming. If you've received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card, which looks like this, and it's located in your hymnal, and give it to the pastor in the back of the temple, or you may mail it in to us. You may also place it in the collection plate when it comes around. We'd like to thank our healers today for sharing their gift of healing. Our healers this morning from left to right are Jackie Arnold, Darlene McCormick, Robin Matutino, Reverend Dr. Sheldon Gamberg, Cynthia Preston, who's now up here, and Lori Carter. Thank you all. All right, please stand now as you are able for our next hymn, number 159, Open My Eyes.
Open my eyes that I may see glimpses of fruit thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my ears that I may hear voices of truth thou sendest clear. And while the rain notes fall on my ear, everything false will disappear. Suddenly now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my ears, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my mouth and let me bear gladly the warm truth everywhere. Open my heart and let me prepare love with thy children thou to share. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my heart, illumine me, Spirit divine. Thank you. You may be seated.
All right. I am now very pleased to be able to introduce our speaker for today, Reverend Diane Davis. Diane is a longtime resident of Casadega and a very well-known teacher and speaker here. She speaks inspirationally, always interesting and informative, and typically with some of her always enjoyable sense of humor. Please join me in welcoming our speaker today, Reverend Diane Davis.
Anybody else need to wait? I won't forget. It's if I get closer to this edge. I like the edge. Good morning. I want to speak to these people. And I want to say, don't give up on us. Because you've got a whole bunch of parents and grandparents in this room right now who comprehend what it is to be very strong. You have that friend?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't give up. It's very difficult when you feel that you're disrupting the rest of the room. people do a good job. It's to know that you're developing talents very early. And I'm just kidding, so I hope you are. Anyway, thank you for being here. Years ago, we had a lot of little children, and they used to be over like this grand piano over here, using these little dice in the corner to color and tell stories and things. We've had other times when there have been other small children, and yes, we put them in the evenings in them. And luckily we didn't have to tie them down. Just saying. Okay, so today I want to tell you I was driving in the car. Just like you, and Jimmy Buffett was on the radio. You may have listened, and has a wonderful song, and it is, and I'm repeating the title so I don't really screw it up. I know saying something like screwing it up is really not church-like, but you'll have to come back because the management thoughts different sometimes. So the song was released in 2002 on one of his albums, and it's "What If the Hokey Pokey is all it really is about." I loved it. So in the car, I'm doing this thing. You know, this thing that maybe you learned it when you were little, or maybe you taught a little person. I know many of you will keep your heads down, but almost everybody in this room has been exposed to the hokey pokey. Is that true? Yes. I think it is. So then I got to thinking, because it was in the car, and I do this thing in the car where I just think. I know most of you are paying attention to traffic, but I'm thinking. And then I realized there's so many things in our life that are hokey. You know, hokey? Hokey is that opportunity that you have to do something and you talk yourself out of it because you're so afraid. You know that hokey? And then it turns out that you do it anyway, and when you do it anyway, you discover that it turns out pretty well and you're kind of happy and pleased. And it turned out so much better than you ever dreamed. Isn't that true? Thank you. I need support. They have a lot of support. You all will have to take a nodding feature down the path over here. Okay, so we learned the hokey pokey. And we learn a lot of things when we're little like that. We learn a lot of things that create fantasy. We allow the fantasy mind to be perpetuated and go for it. All of you, at some point in those early years between 0 and 5, you learned some fantasy things. Were they truthful? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe somebody read fairy tales to you. Those are really weird. Some of them. And what did you absorb from them? All of you as adults, me included, when I say all of you, I'm including me. All of us have learned a lot of things because of what our mind was able to absorb and was able to create and was able to digest and live. It doesn't matter if you came from a really rough childhood. Yes, it does, it matters to you, but it doesn't matter in the fact of whatever you created in your thought process from the time that you were itty-bitty. That's littler than that little person over there. And I'm going to keep pointing him out just so you all get real familiar. Is the fact that all of us have learned and discovered fantasy mind. And fantasy mind is not a bad thing. But sometimes we scare ourselves, and in this day and age, and in this society, and in our world, there is a whole bunch of stuff. There are a whole bunch of people. There are a lot of articles being shared and a lot of information being provided that is fear-based. So what is your creativity, your imagination, and that wonderful place within you taking on? And so I'm using myself today to show you how easy it is to project. Ready? We project a lot, we learn a lot, and in the learning, there is often the fact that that little chatter that occurs here, you know, here, the little chatter, that chatter that can talk you in or out, is that, the marvelous thing is, this is also where dreams, not just dreams during sleep, but the ideas that you have, or the goals that you set for yourself, or the things you invent, the things you create, the things you have opportunity for. Many years ago, I visited some very dear friends who have a farm outside of Alachua, outside of Gainesville. And the man, Ken, is incredibly creative. He is currently retired, and he taught physics, math, and computer in schools overseas for over 25 years. And they lived up in that area, north of Gainesville, east of west of wherever it is, it's connected to Gainesville somehow. Anyway, and we were out on the acreage on their farm, and he brought out a little AA battery. And he was talking about what you could do with this and lightning. And I thought, are you in Franklin just in new clothes? But he had a thought, he had an idea. He took his knowledge and created. How often have you done that? I have done that in the kitchen, it didn't work out. However, what is hokey in your lives? Because we are in a time period when we are bombarded. If you notice, almost everybody is on their cell phone constantly, or at least has it turned on, or maybe on vibrate, so your friends and family don't know you're really looking over there. But that is a distraction, and when I say it creates a split screen. So it's not good or bad because it's an opportunity to stay connected. I am not here to tell you what's wrong. But what I am trying to mention to you is you have this wonderful place within you that learned from a very early age to project. And projection is human, it's extremely common. We get, oh, I see where the water went. Projection is also giving messages, and a lot of people are going to go, and I'm going to go, yeah. Because you can project all you want with imagery, with sounds, with knowledge, with information, but until it's validated out there, you don't know if it's real or not. You don't know if it's evidential or not. So projection is something all of us do in different ways at different times during our everyday living. Emails are wonderful projections because you know exactly what somebody's emotions were when they typed those words. And you're right. So my reason for sharing with you projection right now is because there's enough people in this room who are wondering what in the world I'm doing sitting in the chair talking. Do I have that right? And they may have projected why without knowing the reason. In your life, there will be many, many things that you project, many things that you think about that may or may not be accurate, and if you don't know their accuracy, wait. And the reason I say that is because sometimes that turns into gossip. And sometimes that gossip can be harmful, sometimes it can be hurtful. When you don't know the answer, but you're projecting what another person's motivation is, or another person's attitude, or perhaps your own judgment and opinion of what should or shouldn't be. There's no flaw in any of that. The only thing is when you don't know, and you think you know, but you don't have it in front of you. So I want to tell you why I'm sitting in this chair. It's so I can talk about it. So I learned to turn myself around. Did you? And did you know that in 1942, a man named Al Tabor, and I may have an incorrect pronunciation of his last name, wrote as a composer and a musician in the United Kingdom the song Hokey Pokey. It was originally going to be Hokey Pokey, but they changed it. So Hokey Pokey doesn't imply bad. It is talking in this sense about a dance. Did you learn to turn yourself around? Did you learn when you were little to do the hokey pokey and to turn yourself around? I did. I had no clue what I was doing, but we were following, and there was a song involved. But I will tell you one thing. I had a lot of difficulty being a teapot. Well, you know, how about you? And yet you probably didn't think about it when you were 3, 4, 5 years old, 6, 7, 8. You probably just followed along because you were supposed to. And because it was fun. Because there was rhythm to the music and you were doing something. And you were a little hot. And I have a clue. So, what are you telling you? And where are your dreams? And where are your goals? And where are the things that you want to accomplish? And what you want to accomplish, is something that you keep in here. And if you don't have like strong ideals or things that you want to pursue, you're going to let life choose for you. And that's not always wrong. But have you ever noticed a lot of times as we progress in our lives, that sometimes the things that we think that are going to be happening over here, those don't happen quite the way we had anticipated or planned, but something else takes shape over here, and suddenly it's an improvement, it's better. So I want to give you some words. You never go from more to less in your life. You always go to more. Always. It may not look like it, You may not feel it at the time that you're making choices and decisions or that you're moving towards that dream or goal. But what happens is the universe is not punishing ever. And the beautiful thing about the infinite that we talk about is that infinite is within you always. And it's talking with you, and it's helping you, and it's inspiring you, and it's encouraging you. Have you done something where you think it's not there? Don't go there mentally. Don't hang on emotionally and think you did something wrong and suddenly you cut yourself off from it. The universe doesn't get it wrong, and the universe wants to help. When I use the term universe, it's because to me, the infinite that I recognize in my life, I term the isness. Because to me, it is everything, everything. It's not just the air you breathe. It's the carbon dioxide that you release. It's not just sitting in a church and meditating. It's the moments that you live with your own sense of integrity and your own sense of honesty and recognition of wanting to live with it as you go through the day. Sharing with each other, participating. I'll bet you were a wonderful teapot. And I'll bet you there are other songs, because I may be dating my history here by sharing those two. But when I discovered as a little person how to turn myself around, I didn't know the implication of those words. At any moment, you can turn around anything that you experience. There is opportunity. I wrote a little book some years ago, and it was something I felt drawn to do. It just inspired, and I said, yep, and it came out. It's just a little book, but it's about grief. Because we all have grief. Whether it's for the passing of a loved one, whether it's for changes of any kind in our lives, whether it's about a child, a parent, a pet, but all of us go through times, and I do not feel that we move towards a utopian happiness in life, and mainly because we're so different. We're just different. If you look around this room, there are so many people in here, and very few people are dressed the exact same way. Isn't that amazing? And luckily, they don't have my wardrobe, but I might borrow theirs. And the infinite is within you constantly, is you. So the healing that Daryl, Mr. Darren, I need to call you formal.
No.
The healing that you've done today, whether it was internal, whether it was physical because of the need on your part, whether there is someone that you're concerned about and so you sent wonderful healing thoughts to them, whether it was in a song that you sang with Jamie when she stood up here, whether it was that you opened your eyes when you sang the song, open my eyes, that I may see, may I hear, may I know, may I touch. There is opportunity for each of us every day of our lives. And that is something that's incredibly significant. The fact that there's always more. There's always more. And the little tiny booklet that I wrote, that's the last sentence, is to know that there's always more. People come to our church, people come into understanding about spiritualism, people absorb some of the scientific awareness of it. Some people love to explore the philosophy. It's all a matter of choice. When you're making your choices, you're allowing you to connect with that inner part, that inner, you can come in, come on. Now all of you can turn around and stare. It'll just last a moment, sir. And what we're talking about is the hokey pokey. So, do you remember the final song? Do you remember the final words? Do you remember? Because at any moment, those past experiences that may have been uncomfortable, those past moments that were sad, those past experiences that were angry, those past things that you've experienced that were harsh or challenging, we have all of them. And yours may be very different from mine, and mine very different from everybody else. And it doesn't make one more superior than the other. And you know why? Because we're equal adults. We're equal human beings. And when you understand that, the infinite does not play favorites. And the infinite does not punish. There's always more and more that you're having opportunity. It may be in a new way, it may be in a new idea, it may be in a new experience, it may be in a new place. You may, I have moved across country twice. Might do it again, who knows? I kind of doubt it now because I have to get on my running shoes, but you never know, do you? And do you remember the final words of doing the hokey pokey? That's what it's all about. So when I heard Jimmy sing this, I started laughing, and I thought, oh boy, Sunday, they're gonna have an adventure. And I'll bet you're still projecting and wondering why I'm sitting here. Some of you are. And some of you have already guessed. I was told Friday it was because I had fallen. And I said, I did. No, I didn't. So you get to take your projection home with you. And during this year, because of the elections, because of all that's going on in our humanity all over the world, is be gentle with your projections about anything, and especially if it scares you, and especially if it intimidates you, and especially if it depresses you. Do a little reality check within yourself. Turn yourself in and just say, that's what it's all about. And thank you for sharing your holiday weekend with me.
Oh, I'm staying here. You're correct.
Wanna stay here?
I will.
All right.
Thank you for thinking of it. I like it when I don't have to be graceful. You want to hand me the mic?
Well, thank you, Diane, for your always beautifully crafted blending of informational, interesting,
You're not going to do
and
it.
inspirationally. But to that point, hopefully the hardest thing I will have done today was to sit in that chair when I really wanted to stand up and do the hokey pokey and turn myself around. but I resisted. So thank you, Diane, for that. Always interesting, and inspirational and fun pushed in there too, which we really enjoy. So during our musical interlude, we'll be passing the collection basket, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. And our musical interlude will be presented by Jamie, who I'd like to bring back to the podium at this point. Thank you.
Okey pokey. Okay, so I do,
You could lead it.
I could lead it. Cause I know what it's all about. Anyway, you have to, please don't mind me because I'm a little like low on energy today. So I was gonna sing this one song, but I decided it's too low on energy. So I'm gonna amp up my energy a little bit and I need you guys to help because of course I'm gonna do it a cappella. So I need hand clapping or tambourines if you have it. When it's over, it won't matter from where I came. Yeah, when it's over, it won't matter from where I came. Yeah, when it's over, all that matters is what I gave. Did I give love to my brothers? Did I give love to my sisters? Did I give love to my enemy? Did I give love, love, love? All that matters is love, love, love. When it's over, it won't matter what I look like. Yeah, when it's over, it won't matter what I look like. Yeah, when it's over, all that matters is what I gave. And did I give joy to my brothers? Did I give joy to my sisters? Did I give joy to my enemy? Did I give joy, joy, joy? All that matters is joy, joy, joy. When it's over, it won't matter what I have. Yeah, when it's over, it won't matter how much I have. Yeah, when it's over, all that matters is what I gave. And did I give a piece to my brothers? Did I give a piece to my sisters? Did I give peace to my enemy? Did I give a peace, peace, peace? All that matters is peace, peace, peace. All that matters is love, love, love. All that matters is joy, joy, joy. And that's what it's all about. There we go. We're good.
Right. I love that. No, no one can say we don't have energy and fun here. All right, please, let's take a moment for prayer. Infinite intelligence, we thank you for these generous offerings this morning and ask that these gifts be returned tenfold. We ask that you guide our co-pastors and the Board of Trustees as they utilize these offerings in maintaining our historic buildings and grounds so that they can continue to be available for the enjoyment and spiritual enrichment of all who visit and live in this special place. Amen. All right, and now for a few announcements. Next Wednesday, our Wednesday night message service message bearer will be Joy Sagar. I was going to point him out. He was here a bit ago.
He escaped.
But he will be here and that will be a really enjoyable service. Please join us. Next Sunday, June 2nd, our guest speaker at our 10:30 service will be Reverend Dr. Sheldon Gamberg, one of our co-pastors, who is in the back. Every Sunday, we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Adult Sunday School, from 9:30 to 10:15 a.m., just down the street in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. And that's where the bookstore is located. And next Sunday, June 2nd, our Lyceum speaker is the Reverend Jerry Moore. Please join us and Reverend Jerry next week at Lyceum. And now for some announcements of upcoming events. Today from 1 to 2 p.m., we have new member orientation session number 1, and it'll be held in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. If you're interested in becoming a member, there are 3 sessions to attend, but you don't have to complete them in order. So if you can't make it to this one today, you can do number 2. Well, I shouldn't have said that. You can do session number 2 the next time it's offered. Okay. Also this afternoon, Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates will be doing a workshop titled Clairvoyant Circle from 2 to 4 p.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building, and the cost is $37. And for those of you who may be attending Robin Matatino's weekly spiritual development circle on Sunday evenings, I just want to let you know the session for this evening is canceled so that everyone can get a start in enjoying the holiday. And finally, I'd like to remind everyone that we are continuing to ask for donations to totally upgrade our outdated and sometimes unpredictable sound system here in Colby Temple, which actually has behaved quite nicely today. We have a donation jar in the back, and we would greatly appreciate any help you can provide us in reaching our goal. If you'd like to participate in absentee healing, please print the name and the first initial and the last name of a loved one, friend, or even pet in our healing book located in the back corner of the temple. And every Thursday morning, we have our healing meditation circle at 11 a.m. down the street in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building, where the names on the healing list are held in prayer. All are welcome to attend. Flyers for camp events, they look like this, are located in the back of the temple, and I believe they were also in your hymnals. Please feel free to take those with you and take extra ones for friends or family if you wish. We also have our calendar of all events on our website, casadega.org. And you go to the things to do page and then calendar, and you will see it all. So please look there and then join us for any of our upcoming events. Now, please stand as you're able for our next hymn, number 110, Count Your Blessings.
When upon life's billows you are tempted and tossed, when you are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. Are you ever burdened with a load of care? Does the cross seem heavy you are called to bear? Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and you will be singing as the days go by. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your your blessings, take them one by one. Just many blessings, see what God hath done. So amid the conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged, God is overall. Count your many blessings, angels will attend. Help and comfort give you to your journey's end. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Many blessings, see what God hath done. Beautiful. You may be seated.
All right, that was beautiful. Thank you, everybody. And now for the message portion of our service, we're going to bring back Reverend Diane. Would you like to do it sitting down?
I'd also like to announce that next weekend I have a psychometry workshop. 2 to 4 on Sunday, up in the bookstore building. And for those of you who may not be familiar with that term, psychometry has a lot to do with touch. And there are many forms and many ways different people teach it. For me, it's about focus, because anything that helps people to develop their own mind, their own capabilities, their own psychic faculties, it's a plus. So that's what I'm focused on. There are other people focused on holding jewelry when it's older and telling things about that. And psychometry is often used by a healer, not always to know a specific condition, but often it's just to have a feeling of where to draw the hands, where to focus the energy, etc. So that's going to take place next Sunday, and Daryl intentionally didn't announce Just kidding. So, this is the message portion of our program today. There are 2 people here who are new. And what we do is we give an example of either spirit communication of people from the inside of life, or sometimes just images and impressions about the individual. It's not a video reading. Although there are times that you do them, and if you're that I'm long-winded, you can see I have you trapped here because you're still projecting and wondering what I'm doing in the chair. So, does anybody want the message? I'm going over here. Just to look for the day. You ready for lunch, are you? Yeah. I think so. Okay. You can sit down for just a second, or he's gonna take the trials. We will stand up for you. Okay. So I just want to mention to you that I feel like there's some schooling or some training ahead for you. And I feel like I want to say yes, yes. And yet you keep stepping back from it because of other conditions, responsibilities. I understand that, but you'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to do it well. So keep taking the steps forward toward it, because it will be very satisfying and will offer you what you're wanting from it. That's one. The other part of this is there are 2 women who I feel have passed away connected to you. And one thing I want to say about one of them passed away many, many years ago. And I felt her to be more like a sister, not necessarily to you, but to the other woman who has also passed away. I feel as I'm speaking with you today, you're extremely needing this sleep. And you have been ever since you were, and you'll be able to pursue that even more as time progresses. So be gentle with discouraging thoughts or any kind of thing where you feel like you won't be able to, you will, because your faith is very strong, and it's been that way since you were very young. The last 2 years have been difficult for you, but I want to say to you, the doors are swinging open now for you and your partner's spouse, the man you're with. I hope you know him. I was just going to say, he did walk out in person. It was very difficult. And probably you might not know the hokey pokey yet, but you. But I also wanted to tell you something for him. Yes, about business. And yes, to go forward with the idea. Because there's something independent here that you'll be able to pursue and do. And say again? It's a key word. Business. I know, but you said keyword, that's a computer thing, and you're gonna lose me on this one.
It should focus on business.
Isn't that fun? So I want to keep going, but there's something he's gonna be doing in the business arena of his life. And he's expanding that venue, and there's a man who's gonna be very helpful. This is the part you can remember, and you can just go in. And what I'm going to say is there's a man about 61 who I feel is very helpful and will be there in support or giving assistance more and more as he, that man that took the child out of the room, as he gets through late August into October. And during those months, that will be when that man who took the child out of the room will start to see his inspiration taking shape and beginning to manifest more of what he wants. So now you can go. And you have a wonderful weekend. Is there anybody else? You really want one? You know, an interesting thing is that you are intuitive a lot about your own life, and we know that. However, one thing, you keep on getting tangled up in your own hope. Does that make sense? And it's not a flaw, so don't hear that. It's just the fact that you are at a time period when you're second guessing. And between now and the latter part of June, you're going to have more information. And that information is going to help you take a step. And the step you're going to take is giving you more freedom. And when it does, allow yourself to go on, because taking the step and having that sense of freedom is going to allow you to feel that the month of August has more celebration than it's had. You are holding yourself in disappointment, and I will encourage you to look at what you've gained and not just about what you've lost. Okay? And that's not always easy to do. And yet, you have a lot more to accomplish in you. And so it's not so much fear in regards to your physical health, as much as it is you are extremely intense emotionally, and allow yourself to be all those things, but recognize the value it also has. Because, ready? Because somebody else is going to value it even more, and watch and see how that generates into your world. And it doesn't mean it starts fresh, It just means it expands more as you get into late August and on into November. And ready? Draw. You understand? Keep drawing. Even doodling if you need to. And thank you so much. I get to do one more. And keeping them all waiting. Everybody's wanting to leave. But we have this wonderful service that starts at noon. It's noon. When you're going to give messages in here, and so some of these people are eager to give messages, I'll just tell you to call home. Oh, you didn't like that one? Okay. The gentleman back here got the beard. Hi there. Did I scare you by calling on you? Have you had a message? That your beard isn't very big. You'll have to move over. I'm speaking to the man in the back. He's got a full hair down here. Sir, the one I was speaking to, no, it's in you, David. Thank you for answering. Okay. Can we go to the man with the bush? And I was making fun of your nice beard, but I just wanted to tell you that you look charming. So what I want to tell you also is I'm very aware of two men who passed away. And one of them was a hunter. And when I say a hunter, I mean a hunter. He was not somebody that a vanity lover would like. However, he loved to be out in the woods. He loved to be even by the water because he also fished. There's a feeling with him of the northern part of the United States. It doesn't feel like Florida to me, connected to him. But I also want to tell you that during the latter part of this year, you're going to be making more trips. And those trips are going to take you back and forth, back and forth. And I feel like I want to encourage you not to get tired or overstressed with them, and not to feel that you have to do more during those travels than what is your original intention. And the reason that I'm mentioning this is because you have some papers to sign. And your signature, you know, with electronics, it's so tricky to say that, but your sense of agreement, of signing the document, of making an agreement, it's legally binding. It's not litigation. And it's also going to involve monies. And when that occurs for you, one thing I want to tell you is September and October, then you're going to know what you really want to do. You don't know yet, but you're trying to make up your mind. You understand? Okay, be gentle with this vacillation or this uncertainty, just knowing that you're going to have much more data or information, much more of a feeling of stepping forward. When you do, you are also going to be utilizing even more of your inspiration, because I see you doing more writing, composition, and I want to say keep going. If you haven't published something yet, you will. And thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. Carol is going to let's get a close the service. I will stand by city.
All right, thank you, Diane. We'd like to remind everyone that we'll have our afternoon message service in just a very few minutes, from 12 until approximately 12:30. Right here in Colby Temple, a group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit greetings to as many individuals as they can reach during that approximate 30-minute time. And everyone is welcome. We encourage you to visit our bookstore, which is open from 11:30 to 5 p.m. today and open Monday through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please rise as you are able for our closing hymn, number 203, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and then remain standing for our closing prayer.
Let me be honored and let it begin with me. Let me be honored, these that was meant to be. With God. Let's walk with each other and perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. We every step of the day. Let this be my song. To carry each moment and let this begin with me.
Great Infinite Spirit, we thank you for bringing us together this morning so that we can be enlightened by the words of our speaker and be reminded that our loved ones who have passed to spirit remain with us, loving and guiding us. Help each of us journey safely throughout the rest of this day and holiday weekend, and fill our days with love and joy until we can meet again. And with this we say, Amen. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.
Thank you.